Yesterday, we have seen characteristics of algae with some examples. Okay, the examples diagram also you have seen. For example, Chlamydomonas, Volvox, Chara diagrams you have seen. Some more diagrams are also there here. See, you can see now the presence of porphyra, green leaf-like structure, porphyra, then brown structure, that is Polysiphonia. You can see now. Polysiphonia, it belongs to the red algae. Okay. Then fucus, dictyota is there. Fucus, that is the third diagram. Then dictyota is also there. Laminaria is there. Okay. Today in this class or today's class, let us see the economic importance of algae. Very important for 1 or 2 marks. Even sometimes it may be for 3 marks. Okay. Write note on economic importance of algae. First economic importance, carbon dioxide fixation. You know that during photosynthesis, atmospheric carbon dioxide is fixed in the plants and food is manufactured. If we consider this point, half of the total carbon dioxide fixed on this earth takes place by algae only. You imagine the size of the algae. These algae varies in size, that we know. Microscopic to filamentous and very big like laminaria. These algae fix half of the total carbon dioxide fixed by the plants is fixed by algae only. Next point, oxygen in water. You know, the water contains oxygen that is in dissolved form. Okay. The oxygen which is present in the water level is increases by photosynthesis. Whenever the photosynthesis takes place, as we know, the oxygen is liberated. That oxygen is occurs in water. That is what you call dissolved oxygen. Next, the algae also used as food. Say, some brown algae, for example, laminaria, few member, sargassum, Sargassum also belongs to the Phaeophyceae, a brown alga used as a food. Japanese used sargassum as vegetable under the name kombu. So sargassum is used as food. Then proteins. Microscopic algae like spirulina, a blue-green alga which is economically very important because it is rich in protein. Even it contains carbohydrate and some fat. Chlorella, another unicellular green alga, also rich in protein and carbohydrates. These two algae, spirulina and chlorella, rich in protein, hence the space travelers, what we call astronauts, use as a food because rich in a protein. Another economic important, algin. Algin is obtained from the brown algae. Brown algae means Phaeophyceae member. Carrageen, agar, obtained from red algae. Some red algae like Geladium, Gracilaria, used in preparation of ice creams, jellies, and also used to grow the microbes in the laboratory. Agar is used in tissue culture labs as the base. So agar is one of the economically important chemical substance obtained from red algae. Okay, that's all about uses or economic importance. Sometimes we call them as advantages of algae. Okay, so with this, the characteristics of algae and economic importance of algae completed. Now, next, we shall see the classification of algae. Algae are classified into chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae, rhodophyceae. Chlorophyceae includes green algae. Green algae because the members of this class chlorophyceae contain the chlorophyll pigment. It is the green pigment, hence the name green algae. Next, the class Phaeophyceae appear brown color, hence called brown algae because of fucoxanthin pigment. The members of the class Rhodophyceae appear red color because of the presence of what is known as the red pigment, phycoerythrin. Okay, so algae mainly classified into chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae, and rhodophyceae. Now, we shall study each class and the characteristics of algae with examples. Okay, so write characteristic feature of class chlorophyceae. Question up here. Now, the members of the class chlorophyceae, commonly known as green algae. Why we call them green algae? Because of the presence of chlorophyll pigment. Chlorophyll pigment means it is a green pigment. ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಗಿಡ ಮರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಸಿರು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? Because of the chlorophyll pigment. Okay. Now, occurrence. What you call habitat. Where they are growing or occurring in nature. The members of the class chlorophyceae are aquatic. Aquatic means found growing in fresh water. Fresh water means ponds, pools, lakes, streams, rivers, etc. Some of them are marine forms. Marine form means they are found growing in ocean or in sea. The water is salty or saltish. We call marine forms. Some growing on moist soil. Such species are called terrestrial species. They are found growing on moist soil. Even they grow on stones. Some of them on wood, etc. That's all about occurrence. Now, ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟು ಬಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದರೆ, ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ಗೆ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಥ್ಯಾಲಸ್. Thallus means there is no differentiation of root, stem and leaf. Such a structure is called thallus. The plant body is thalloid. You have seen the diagrams. Maybe unicellular. You imagine the whole plant body is made up of only one cell. Unicellular. Chlorella, a very good example. Chlamydomonas, very good example for unicellular microscopic algae. See the diagram of Volvox and Chlamydomonas. Some of them are filamentous form. Spirogyra, eulothrix, or filamentous forms. Okay, that's all about the plant body. Next, let us examine the cell. Cell ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. The cell is protected by cell wall. It is one of the important characteristic feature of plants, and it is made up of cellulose. Cellulose cell wall is present. Outside this cell wall, we find what is known as pectin layer. Pectin layer. Because of this reason, they are slimy. ಸ್ಪೈರೋಗೈರ ನೀವು ಮುಟ್ಟಿದರೆ ಜಾರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಈ ಪೆಕ್ಟಿನ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಜಾರ್ತದೆ ಅದು. Slimy to touch, what we call. Next, if we examine the cell contains chloroplast. Chloroplast. The chloroplast are of different shape. I think you have studied in your previous classes. The angiosperms contain cup or saucer-shaped body chloroplast. But in algae, primitive type of chloroplast we come across. Chloroplast may be disc-shaped. It is cup-shaped. You just carefully examine the chlamydomonas. You can make out cup-shaped structure, the chloroplast, reticulate. In case of Idagonium, one alga is there, green alga, Idagonium, in which chloroplast reticulate. Spiral-shaped chloroplast is found in Spirogyra. Hence the name Spirogyra. Why we have given the name Spirogyra? Because of the spiral-shaped chloroplast. Okay. One plant is there by name Zygnema. The chloroplast is star-shaped. Like that, it varies. The shape of the chloroplast varies. Maybe disc, cup, reticulate, spiral, star-shaped, etc. The chloroplast contain chlorophyll pigments. Very important for NEET and CET is the chlorophyll A and B pigments are present in the class chlorophyllaceae. Okay? Next. The reserve food is stored in pyrenoids. Pyrenoids contain the protein and the starch. Starch is the reserve food in the class chlorophyllaceae. Next, let us examine how these algae reproduce. The algae mainly reproduce by three methods. One is vegetative reproduction, asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction. Vegetative reproduction, how it takes place? It occurs by fragmentation. If the filamentous body cut into many pieces, each piece develop into new plant body. That is vegetative reproduction, very simple type. Asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction in the class Chlorophyceae takes place by zoospore formation. Zoospores are formed in zoosporangium. They are flagellated or ciliated. Asexual reproduction always takes place during favorable conditions. That is, when plenty of water is there in the pond. Next, sexual reproduction is of three types. Maybe isogamous, anisogamous, or oogamous type. Isogamous means when the two male and female gametes are similar, we call isogamous type of sexual reproduction. Anisogamous, when the male gamete is small, the female gamete is big, we call anisogamous type of reproduction. Oogamous, in oogamous type, the male gamete is the anthrozoid or sperm. The female gamete is oogonium. Example, can note. Isogamous Pyrogyra chlamydomonas. ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಆಂಜಿಯೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಿದ್ದಿದೆ, ಅದು ರಾಂಗ್. ಅದು ಅನೈಸೋಗ್ಯಾಮಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತದು. ಅನೈಸೋಗ್ಯಾಮಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಮೈಡೋಮನಾಸ್. oogamous ವಾಲ್ವಾಕ್ಸ್, chara, fucus, etc. That's all about the class Chlorophyceae. Now we shall see the characteristic features of the class Phaeophyceae. The members of the class Phaeophyceae are commonly known as brown algae. Why? Because of brown color. Why they appear brown color? Because of fucoxanthin, brown pigment, like chlorophyll. Okay. Now we shall see the structures, characteristics. The members of the class Phaeophyceae are commonly known as brown algae because of fucoxanthin pigment. The other pigments are also there, the chlorophyll pigments. But the amount of fucoxanthin is more, hence appear brown color. Okay. Next, where they grow, that is occurrence or habitat. The members are marine forms. We call exclusively they are marine forms living in sea or ocean. ಅವು ಸಮುದ್ರ ಅಥವಾ ಸಾಗರದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೀತವೆ. Okay. Next, let us examine the plant body. The plant body varies from few millimeters, example ectocorpus, sometimes to 100 meters in length. You imagine the size of the plant body. Example, laminaria, such a big body, massive body, we call kelps. It is attached to the substratum with the help of hold fast. The thallus we call frand. Frand. Okay. Next. If we examine the cell wall is made up of cellulose. Outside the cellulose layer, there is a gelatinous layer which contain a chemical called algin, economically important. Okay? Next, you shall see the chromatophores. The chromatophores means the chlorophyll containing structures, just like plastids in higher plants. The chromatophores contain chlorophyll A and chlorophyll C pigment plus brown pigment fucoxanthin, which is more. In addition to these, also contain carotenoids, orange color pigment, and xanthophyll, yellow pigment. Okay, so that's all about the pigments. Now, the reserve food materials. Reserve food materials means photosynthetic products occurs in the form of ಲ್ಯಾಮಿನಾರಿನ್ ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ತಪ್ಪಿದ್ದಿದೆ ಲ್ಯಾಮಿನಾರಿಯಾ ಆಗಿದೆ ಲ್ಯಾಮಿನಾರಿನ್ and mannitol, that spelling is also wrong, mannitol, MANITOL. What is the reserve food? Laminarin and mannitol. Okay, next, how these algae reproduce? These algae reproduce again by three methods. One is vegetative, another is asexual, and lastly, sexual method. Vegetative reproduction mainly takes place by fragmentation. What is fragmentation? If the thallus cut into a small piece, each piece is called a fragment. That fragment develops into a new plant body. Nay, I have mentioned one plant by name sargassum. Sargassum, because of vegetative propagation or reproduction, it covers some part of the whole sea. That sea is called Sargasso Sea. ಸರ್ಗ್ಯಾಸೋ ಸಮುದ್ರ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಮುದ್ರ ಇದೆ. ಕೊಲಂಬೋಸ್ ಪ್ರಯಾಣ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸರ್ಗ್ಯಾಸಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ್ನ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಡ್ಡ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಸರ್ಗ್ಯಾಸೋ ಸಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, asexual reproduction takes place by flagellate zoospores. Next, the sexual reproduction is common. It is isogamous, anisogamous, or oogamous type of sexual reproduction. The gametes are pear-shaped with laterally fixed flagella. Flagella are not at the top, as we find in case of the class Chlorophyceae. Example, ectocarpus. Okay. Next, dictyota, laminarin, laminaria, sargassum, fucus are good example of the class Chlorophyceae. Okay. Thank you. In the next class, we shall discuss about the class Rhodophyceae. Thank you.